the biggest impact is about patients. We've had nearly 7 million patients so far since the SBRI healthcare program started who've had access to some technology that's been funded through the SBRI. We have a lot of companies here who've had SBRI awards and other awards as well, and it's a chance for them to share their success stories, to share some of their tips and hints and tricks about how they managed to get adoption within the NHS.
So the NHS AI Award was set up primarily to support us on understanding the evidence generation of getting innovative technologies to market at scale as quickly as possible. And what we're seeing is through the various clinical trials we're having is that there's some early successes about being able to identify on some occasions cancer when humans have missed it off. So I think we're going to see some real promising results about how we can implement this technology to support the patients in the country today.
This particular award, which is around our cardiovascular disease prevention program, it's really helping us move it from a program and a concept to a real service, and a service that's then accessible in two different ways. One is directly with us providing it, but also much more excitingly is the licensed model. So that means that people who have existing staff, resources and everything else can be trained with fairly modest cost and supported with, again, fairly modest cost for resources to deliver it themselves, so they can make better use of their existing time and resources and get better outcomes for their patients.
So we were very fortunate when we just launched the company to receive an SBRI award, and it was absolutely fundamental for us employing our first employees, actually taking what we'd done in Scotland through an academic platform into a first kind of commercial product launch in NHS England. Allowed us to really sort of build the business model, revamp the product for a new environment and create the kind of infrastructure and the data integrations that we needed to kind of scale. Moving forward, we've more recently received an AI award, and what that's done is, as we've developed a lot of machine learning predictive analytics models, the AI award is allowing us to actually test those in practice and tests and look at the sort of safety and the usability of those models, both in situ and then within a real live clinical situation.
When we first won the award, we had a series of pilot projects around the country, but nothing at great scale. The AI award gave us some surety on finance, and that really enabled us to start ramping up the numbers of patients that we were able to get to.
To innovators, it gives them a chance to bridge the valley of death in funding. Some of the innovators have got a great idea. They've decided that this has really got legs, can create improvements, but then there's a funding gap which they hit, where the company is too small to go out for VC funding or private equity funding, and the SBRI healthcare program accelerates them along the journey.
We're extremely grateful for the SBRI fund because it's enabled us to implement our services within an NHS infrastructure. We believe in a net zero NHS. There's a lot of pressures at the moment that the NHS are facing, and one of them is this climate action and risk.
That unique intersection, or the trinity of clinical and research and a bit of entrepreneurial skills gives us that unique perspective on how to look at the problems slightly differently, and now sort of being able to apply the skills and sort of learn some of the new skills along the way. That's very exciting.